All right, everyone, we have cautionary tale time here. This is how to make a big political blunder. Ron DeSantis, by all accounts, is really the only person other than Donald Trump in the GOP field, and he hasn't announced yet, of course, the only other viable person. Asa Hutchinson, no. Tim Cotton, who has made the same mistake as this, no. Everyone else who hasn't stood down, no. Mike Pence probably not running. He's the only person who might approach double digits. Nikki Haley can't. Ramaswamy, if people know about him at all, generally they like him, but they don't know about him at all, so he's got no chance. His out-of-the-gate numerics sometimes below 1 point. Ron DeSantis is preparing in May to make a big announcement, everyone. It's really exciting. It'll be a star-studded affair. There's only one problem. We were led to believe it would be whether he is running for the presidency or not. Now we find out that sometime in May, or possibly June, we're going to find out that he has decided to mount an exploratory committee for the presidency. What's the problem with this? If you're a Ron DeSantis fan, does it make you gung-ho? You're probably like, hey, we got to stop Trump. He can't win. Biden is terrible. You like DeSantis, or maybe you just hate Trump. That's fine. How do you react then to the fact that you get blue-balled over what you were told would be an inevitable announcement, only to find out that it's, hey, I'm still considering whether I'm going to run or not? It looks indecisive. This is why Tim Cotton there has a problem. He doesn't decide to simply jump into the ring, which is exactly what people expect and want right now from candidates. Just fucking do it. Don't hold back. They don't want somebody who's going to take off their shirt and tie before they jump into the water. They want someone to go helter-skelter right now. And I can sympathize with that basic premise. If you're going to go up against the DNC and Uniparty machine, you're going to have to be awfully goddamn decisive, and there's going to have to be a whole lot of high energy. Having an exploratory committee when you've already got other people who have just said, I'm running, yeah, I'm in, is not a great idea. It doesn't make you look, under normal circumstances, okay, well, it's a measured sort of thing. You're using strategy and finding out and testing the waters, trying not to jump into a suicide race. What ends up happening if Ron DeSantis then subsequently says, no, I'm standing down? And the problem is he's going to get hammered by Trump MAGA for looking like he's going to get in. He's going to take flack from his own fans for being indecisive, for making people wait. They'll be like, well, Trump is off campaigning and you're exploring whether you want to join the campaign. You're falling behind because you're giving him effectively free time to do whatever he wants and rile people up, and you're not going out and riling anyone. I would note that DeSantis is acting like a de facto campaigner at the moment. He's gone to New Hampshire and Iowa and New York, etc. The presumption is that he wants to run. But this is not the way to start off. Just jump in. Look, make the shit or get off the pot. I would rather Ron DeSantis just say, fuck it, I'm running, than do this. It's completely counterproductive. The problem that I have isn't even from the same perspective as some Trump fans. Some of them viscerally hate the dude because he dares to criticize Donald Trump, and that's not me at all. I'm saying if he makes too many mistakes, whether he gets, I mean, this is a mistake whether he gets into the ring or not, then he becomes less viable in the future. Looking forward to 28, yeah, there are other people that are viable. We're not sure that they want to get in. I have no clue if Rand Paul has further presidential ambitions. Maybe he just wants to stay in the Senate, which is fine, and make him the leader of the Senate when McConnell finally goes the way of the dinosaur, or the giant tortoise in his case. And that's all good. I don't want Ted Cruz. I don't want Marco Rubio. They would be shortlisters. I don't want fucking Jeb Bush or something like that. Ron DeSantis is one of the few that I think would be viable for a 28 campaign. Yeah, you've got Carrie Lake. That's requisite on Trump not losing badly in the election, though. That would, downriver, that would taint all the MAGA candidates anyway. Again, other than like an established, formerly non-MAGA, like a Rand Paul or something. If it's going to be a relative newcomer like Carrie Lake, it would be a problem. But DeSantis doesn't have that issue. He's also from a state that at least on paper is competitive, although it's becoming less so. That's always good. And if he ran in 2028, I'd be perfectly fine with supporting him, depending on the platform that he mounts, of course. With Trump, I already know his platform. I know what he does. He walks the walk, and I like it. With DeSantis, he's growing on me with some of his policies, although some of them are misses, and that's the same for Donald Trump too, as usual. But I don't want to see him completely flub his career by making the kind of horrific error where you haven't even started your campaign yet, and it's a failure to launch. You've got several other Republicans that just jumped into the race. At least they look decisive. They're carrying a message. Nikki Haley's message is basically, well, we need to go do more wars. By the way, did you know that I have nipples? Did you know that I have ovaries that used to function? Ramaswamy's got good messaging, again, that nobody ever hears of because he never gets spoken of. And then you have a couple other also. You get Asa Hutchinson, who cares, ultimate deep stater. DeSantis, if he's going to get in, though, he can't just, I mean, it's okay to wait until May to make your announcement, but you told everyone you were going to announce at that time roughly whether or not you were running. If it turns, and it may turn out to be that, he's yay or nay, he's in or out of the race. It's possible. If he forms a goddamn exploratory committee, though, instead, it will look weak. It will look like he's hesitant to get into the race to his own fans. It will look like he's poised to try to be a spoiler against Trump to Trump's fans. That's like 80% of the Republican Party that you've just peeved off at least a little bit. That's not the way to go about it, dude. That will harm your potential future political career. I don't think that there's any reasonable chance that anyone other than Trump is the nominee. I advise DeSantis not to get in at all. I don't think it's a good idea, but if you are going to get in, it would be helpful if you would just get in. Instead of saying, well, maybe I'll tell you in October. It takes exploratory committees a little time. I'm exploring my options. Well, people don't want to vote for someone for an executive position that needs months to figure out whether they want to jump into the race when you've already got polling, you already know kind of some of the main issues that are going to be at play in 2024. You have the lay of the land. You know who the other candidates are. They're all waiting for you, by the way. Chris Christie is effectively going to have blue balls, too. Imagine being Chris Christie, and you said, well, I think that I'll probably announce whether I'm running or not sometime at the end of May or maybe early June. Well, if Ron DeSantis is still maybe, I think that Chris Christie might have to delay that announcement because then he has to navigate the treacherous waters of saying, well, I could announce that I'm getting in, and then DeSantis might get in and I disappear. Or I could hold out, but then he might not get in either, and I've just screwed myself because I could have been the also ran second placer against Trump. And Christie probably would be at that point, which would be a bucket of fucking hilarity. So either way, he might make a tactical error, and he probably would because he could literally flip a coin to determine at that point whether he should get in or not. Poor Chris Christie. Always the bridesmaid and never the bride. That's about all. Peace out.